Hi everyone, thank you for joining me on another episode of Kimo's Kitchen. Today I want to share with you my thoughts on oils. We have three uses for oils in our kitchen. One is baking, two is to make salad dressings, three is to cook with, either to saute, to shallow fry, or to deep fry. Let's start with the first one, baking. I'm not a baker, so let's leave that information to the bakers to share with you their best uses for oils in baking and how to use them properly, etc. Two, salad dressings. I personally like to make salad dressings with extra virgin olive oil. And you can use sort of walnut oil, what do I have here? Sunflower seed oil, whatever oils you want. But I personally like to use extra virgin olive oil. And if you are going to make salad dressings with extra virgin olive oil, please go out and buy the best possible olive oil your money can buy. The highest quality, the best. And the reason is, you're going to taste that oil directly in your salad dressing, right? So if you buy subpar olive oil, the salad dressing is just not going to taste all that impressive, if you may. It's going to be fine, but it's not going to be that impressive. The minute you use the best possible extra virgin olive oil, you're going to taste the difference. I guarantee you. So I like to buy the best that my money can buy. This isn't the best that my money can buy, but it was close. It's just across the street. I just went and grabbed it and it's fine. But I have used really, really good olive oil from great sort of olive oil vendors where you get all these big vasts and you kind of get to taste them and you try different oils, and man, it makes a huge difference. Extra virgin olive oil is also fantastic, and I learned this when I was in Italy, to just drizzle on, I don't know, anything really. You can drizzle them on sandwiches, you can drizzle them on, I don't know, anything that you think will actually be enhanced with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, just a little drizzle. In fact, the Italians, when we were in Tuscany last year, they always have a little bit of olive oil on the table for you, and you just get to drizzle on whatever you want. And it's divine, okay? So, extra virgin olive oil, really the only use for extra virgin is salad dressings and for drizzling. That's it, okay? Now, let's talk about number three. Oh, before we talk about number three. You can use walnut oil, you can use all different kinds of oils to make salad dressings, and there's plenty of recipes out there to do that. And I have, and they're great. Just, if you are going to use oils for salad dressings, whatever oil you choose, whether it's extra virgin, whether it's sunflower seed, whether it's walnut, whether it's almond oil, whatever. Buy the best that you can, because again, you're tasting it directly in your salad. Okay? You're not cooking with it to where it's kind of, you're just using it as a mechanism to heat up whatever it is that you want to heat up. You're tasting it directly in your salad, so buy the best that you possibly can. And buy them in smaller quantities, because you're not going to use a lot of it. So when I say buy the best bottle of olive oil you can possibly buy, and you're only using it for that, it's going to last you a long time, because you're not cooking with it. You're not just dumping it in a saucepan and trying to heat it up and sauteing something. You're using just a little bit of it just for the salad dressing, right? Or to drizzle. So it's going to last you a while. Now, with good olive oil, you don't want it to sit out there for too long. It's fine, but it's probably best to use it within 2 or 3 months, right? So that's my take on it. Now let's talk about cooking. So I have here a selection of oils, some of which you can cook with, some of which you can't. With cooking, the thing you have to remember is every oil has a specific smoke point. Now, what does smoke point mean? Smoke point is the temperature at which, when you heat that when you heat that oil, if it hits that temperature and above, it will start to smoke. Now, what happens when it smokes? 1, the oil goes bad. 2, the oil goes rancid. 3, it tastes like garbage and you have to throw it away. 4, it can be carcinogenic, right? So the minute the oil smokes, it's gone. You toss it, throw it in the garbage. Just dump it, wait for it to cool down. Don't throw it in your garbage disposal, because that will clog up your garbage disposal. But just wait for it to cool down, pour it in something else, wait for it to cool down, and just soak it up with paper towels or something and throw it in the bin, okay? So smoke point is really important. The reason why, and I know a lot of you probably do this, and it's absolutely wrong, so please don't do it. a lot of people I've seen, and I've been, I've been a victim of this too. When I first started learning how to cook and I didn't go to classes and I didn't understand smoke points, I was cooking with extra virgin olive oil. No, don't. Please do not. And the reason why is extra virgin olive oil has the lowest smoke point of all oils out there, which means it's going to smoke quicker than anything else. Also means you're not going to get the oil hot enough for you to use it correctly, whether you're sauteing a piece of meat or what have you, because it's going to smoke fastest. So I don't use extra virgin for cooking at all. So let's take that out of the equation. I do use other oils for cooking, and I've discovered something new that I'm going to share with you. You can use canola oil, you can use vegetable oil, which I don't have, sunflower seed oil maybe, walnut oil maybe, that's another walnut oil, and this is light olive oil. So in the past, when I sort of was sauteing and doing all that, I was using vegetable and or canola oil, which are fine, but to be honest with you, they taste like garbage. Okay? So I stopped using those. And I stopped using them when I discovered something. My wife and I were in Long Island. She's from Long Island. We were not vacationing, I wouldn't say going to Long Island is a vacation, but we were in Long Island visiting some friends and family, and went to some friend's house, and they were trying to make chicken schnitzel and shallow frying them in oil. And I noticed that they used light olive oil, not extra virgin, but light olive oil. And that's the first time I've actually tried it. And that was recent. So see, I'm still learning too, right? And it tasted awesome. I mean, honestly, I've made chicken schnitzel before with canola or vegetable oil, and it tastes, I don't know, it just doesn't taste good. I tried it with olive oil, just regular light olive oil, and it will say on it, good for baking and frying and stuff like that. And it was divine. Way better. Tasted cleaner. The food, the chicken schnitzel, tasted cleaner, had more flavor in it. I mean, it was awesome. To the point where when I came home, I got my canola and my vegetable oil out of where I store them, and I just threw them away. Pissed off my wife because she's like, well, you shouldn't throw stuff away without checking with me. I'm like, it's garbage. There's no use for it anymore. Now that we have, sort of light olive oil to cook with, there is absolutely no reason for us to have canola and vegetable and any of that garbage. Unless the specific recipe calls for it specifically. And even then, I'd be kind of wary about that recipe if it specifically calls for that. Just use your good judgment for that, right? Okay, so for deep frying and shallow frying, I now am a huge fan of just using light olive oil. And you can buy that at the grocery store. Easy. Like, it's in the same aisle as extra virgin, just make sure it doesn't say extra virgin on it. Light olive oil has a high smoke point, so you can get it hot enough for you to saute something, right? So it's fantastic for that use. You can use the other oils. You can Google sort of oils and smoke points, and there's a whole Wikipedia page that gives you that lists all the oils and all their smoke points and all that, so you understand. The higher the smoke point, the hotter you can get the oil without it smoking and going rancid. So that's the idea here. So for frying, I use light olive oil. For sauteing, believe it or not, I use clarified butter, otherwise known as ghee. Why? Because clarified butter has the absolute highest smoke point of all oils, everything out there. It is the best to saute with. In fact, I use it to saute, steaks, chicken, meats, whatever. Even when I'm making, I'm making a dish and I have to saute some onions and garlic, and I'm just, sauteing that to make a whatever, I'm using clarified butter. Clarified butter also has a really nice flavor to it, especially when you make it, and I've made it myself here. I didn't buy this at the store. I'm going to have another episode on how to make clarified butter. Super easy. it has a nice flavor, especially with meats and chicken and fish. Maybe not fish, but meats and chicken and pork. It complements the meats well, and it gives it that a little bit of that nutty flavor, and it's just fantastic to use, right? So I'm gonna have another episode and show you how to make clarified butter, but I'm a huge fan of clarified butter because of two reasons. One, it's flavor. It's literally pure fat, which might scare you, but honestly, I would rather have good, pure fat than buying, vegetable oil, canola. God knows what's in those things. And if you read the labels, there's probably a shit ton of preservatives in them. And I just don't trust. And I told him I'm going to be opinionated when I talked about this in the intro episode. I just don't trust buying stuff that's ready-made. I'd rather, to the extent that I can, I'd rather make everything myself from scratch because I know what I'm making, right? And I know it's going to be much purer with much less preservatives. So making clarified butter, super easy, and you can, once you make it, it doesn't even need to be in the fridge. I store it under the sink, the range here, and you could leave it out there forever because I've taken out all of the impurities that are in it, and it's just at this point just really pure fat, and it's just fantastic to use. So, all right, so let's summarize before this video gets too long and I pontificate too much and you guys kill me. Baking, I don't know anything about baking, so talk to the bakers. 2, salad dressings. I use extra virgin olive oil the best possible you can, and I will have an episode. In fact, I might shoot the episode today and show you how to make a basic vinaigrette dressing. It's just mind-blowing. And then 3, for cooking, if you're shallow frying or deep frying, use light olive oil. And if you're sauteing, use clarified butter. And just try it and send me comments and let me know what you think, because I think you will be, honestly, I think you'll be impressed by getting down to these basics. And just, if you stick to them and just kind of take out all that noise that people are telling you in the recipes and blah, 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 blah. Here, what we're trying to do is really teach you, just get back to fundamentals and teach you some basics and just give you the best possible ingredients for cooking generally that you can take it and sort of build on. This guy and this guy for cooking. All right? So, thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it was informative to some degree. Send me your comments and just give it a try it out, and let me know what you think. See you soon.